Emma Raducanu's return to competition was delayed once again as she withdrew from her tie against Naomi Osaka when Great Britain opened their United Cup campaign against Japan in Australia. The decision came shortly before play in Perth and immediately shifted the spotlight onto Raducanu's fitness as the Australian Open draws closer. The British number one has not competed since October, and no specific injury was officially disclosed at the time of her withdrawal. Still, the move was described as a cautious one rather than a setback that signals a longer absence. With the season's first Grand Slam approaching in Melbourne, the priority for Raducanu and her team remains long-term readiness rather than rushing into an early match. Team captain Tim Henman addressed the situation honestly, explaining that Raducanu was extremely close to taking the court. He emphasized that it was not an easy call, noting how well she had been training and preparing in recent weeks. Ultimately, the feeling on the day was that it might have been slightly too early to push her into competitive action, especially against an opponent of Osaka's caliber. Despite the disappointment, Henman offered reassurance that Raducanu may still feature later in the tournament. Great Britain is set to face Greece next in group play, and the door remains open for her return if her condition improves. The team is taking a day-by-day approach, balancing optimism with caution as they monitor her progress. Raducanu's recent journey has been defined by patience and persistence. Since her breakthrough triumph at the US Open, she has faced repeated challenges with form and fitness. Last season, however, marked a step forward, as she completed a full slate of matches for the first time in her career and climbed back inside the top tier of the rankings. That workload was seen as a positive sign of durability, even as minor issues continued to surface. In December, Raducanu opted out of exhibition matches in the United States due to a small foot concern, choosing instead to focus on structured preparation for the new season. She began that process with coach Francisco Roig in Barcelona, aiming to build a stronger physical base and more consistent rhythm heading into the year ahead. On court in Perth, Great Britain showed resilience despite her absence. Billie Harris delivered a composed singles win to give the team momentum, while Katie Swan stepped in against Osaka and battled through a challenging matchup. The mixed doubles pairing of Neil Skupski and Olivia Nichols rounded out the tie as Britain looked to stay competitive in the group. For Raducanu, the message is clear. Health comes first. Whether she returns later in the United Cup or waits for Melbourne, the focus is on building confidence, staying fit, and setting herself up for a steadier season ahead.